Trials of the Nine weapons have returned, and being the sweaty PvE hoarding player that I am, you know I'm farming for all of them. I got my hands on a few rolls of each weapon, and I'm actually really excited to talk about them. So first up is the Judgement Hand Cannon. The Judgement Hand Cannon is a kinetic hand cannon. Its base stats are impact is a 84, the range is a 50, the stability is a 48, the handling is a 48, the reload is a 46, the aim assist is 75, the zoom is a 14, recoil direction is a 95, it's a 140 RPM hand cannon, and it has 9 rounds in the base magazine. Damage fall off at hip fire is around 21 meters, and its damage fall off with ADS is around 27 meters. It has about a 3-second time to kill, which doesn't sound too good. Now, when looking up his weapon, I found that it was the most popular gun in D2, right? Or right now, it's one of the most popular weapons. That being said, though, it's being dumped into a sandbox with other 140 hand cannons, and on paper, it doesn't look that good. It actually kind of sucks on paper when you look at it. So there are a few things that about this weapon that stick out to me, though. And when I go over the perks and everything, and if you notice that there's a lot of PvP footage on the screen for someone who plays a lot of PvE, that is something that made this gun stick out to me, was certain perks and how they feel with me as a player and my playstyle. That is the one big thing that has stood out to me. All right, it's because I found these perks that complement my playstyle that it really does stick out to me more than any other gun in the game. That being said, this gun will not feel good in your hands if it doesn't, even with the good perks. So if you don't find a perk combination that sits well with you, that helps and complements this gun for your playstyle, it's gonna suck. And I don't usually get too technical in my videos, and I don't plan on getting technical because, you know, no one's asked me to do that so far. Now, I will tell you this, though. This gun does fucking slap. Now, let's dig into the perks, okay? Like all the other hand cannons in the game, we got pretty much every single normal sight, right? You know, you got your fast draw, steady hand, true sight, hit mark, crossfire, sure shot, right? Nothing too fancy there. Over in the second column, though, it is kind of strange, but they did. Now that I look at it, I just noticed this myself here. I noticed one of the perks was dimmed, and that's because it's the drop mag. Drop mag has been removed from every single gun in the game, so at this point, it just doesn't exist because they got rid of it. But it comes with accurized rounds, pendant mag, tactical mag, extended mag, steady rounds, alloy magazine, and flared magwell. Okay, now we get into the real side of the perks, and here's where this gun sticks out to me the most, is with these particular perks. All right, they're not the greatest, but they are interesting, and 2 of which are newer to this season, that are really, really interesting, and depending on how you use them. But let's go down that list as well. So we start off with Ensemble, improved handling and reload speed when allies are nearby. All right. Encore, this precision final blows grant a stacking range bonus, and then non-precision final blows remove the range stacks, but grants accuracy and stability when range stacks have been removed. Demolitionist, we obviously all know what that one is. You get grenade energy. Tunnel vision, which made its debut last season. All right, reloading after defeating a target grants increased target acquisition and aim down sight speed. Moving target, which is just another perk that we've always seen. And slide shot, again, one of the perks that have been here for forever. And then in the final column, we have one new perk showing up on this weapon, which is Adagio. I hope I'm saying that right. After defeating a target, the weapon fires, charges, or draws more slowly and deals increased damage for a brief period of time. And this depends on what type of weapon it is. Obviously, it's going over all the ones that it can apply to. And this is about a 20% increase or 25% increase in damage, and then a 20% slowdown. So basically you're getting knocked down by an archetype, right? And then time payload, adrenaline junkie, which showed up last season, multi-kill clip, osmosis, and opening shot. Okay, a lot of these perks don't necessarily stand out here. Obviously we have the newer perk Adagio, which I'm going to be honest, to me is the worst perk in the game, because I don't think it's worth it to sacrifice my fire rate for just 25% extra damage. You might think like, oh, well, you're good with silence. You're getting extra damage there. 25%. There are other guns in the game that can do way more damage than this tiny little hand cannon. All right. And that decrease that I was talking about before, yeah, that percentage is 20% slower. All right. So your 140 went down to a 120. Your 600 RPM auto rifle goes down to about a 450. It feels horrible. Trust me, I know. I've had multiple guns with this on it. Linear fusions suck ass to me with this. All right. That's just me. You might like it. I don't. It's not worth the damage buff, in my opinion, to lose that fire rate. Okay. Now, as far as the other perks on here goes, like everything seems about normal. Now, let's talk about Pve recommendations. It's going to be plain and simple here, really easy. I don't have really too many good recommendations for this gun because, like I said, on paper, it looks like ass. But it does have some good things that go for it. I couldn't get too real comfortable with this weapon, mainly because of the rolls that I got, right? I got a bunch of crappy ones, to be honest. There was only one roll for PvE that I've gotten so far that made sense, and that was Demolitionist with multi-kill clip. Although my recommendation across the board will be Demolitionist with either time payload, multi-kill clip, or Adrenaline Junkie. I say time payload in case hand cannons come back to be for overload champions in the future, and then multi-kill clip and Adrenaline Junkie, obvious reasons of damage buffs, right? You saying Demolitionist, well, why not tunnel vision? Or why not moving target? Or why not ensemble? Well, Demolitionist is the most active perk that you could possibly have in PvE. You always want something to help you with some form of damage or ad clear, correct? Demolitionist, as you get the kills, you will generate grenade energy, and upon activating your grenade ability, it reloads this weapon from reserves. So it helps you already there. Get the kill, you get a couple of kills, you throw a grenade, boom, you automatically reload this weapon. Doesn't hurt there, right? All right. Now pairing that with either time payload, Adrenaline Junkie, or multi-kill clip, you can see where I'm going with this, right? Stacks on top of stacks. Now pairing multi-kill clip and Demolitionist doesn't activate the perk. You still have to reload with multi-kill clip. So I would put that one more towards the bottom. Adrenaline Junkie just so happens to jump up in that category there, closer towards the top, because of the fact that it activates on grenade kills and gives a damage buff based off of how many enemies it kills, up to 33%. Only reason why multi-kill clip might overlook or overshadow Adrenaline Junkie is because of the fact that it does up to 50% at max stacks. But again, you have to reload. I would rather go for Demolitionist, time payload, Adrenaline Junkie. For my PvP recommendations, and this is where I fell in love with this gun, okay? Now, I was hunting from the get-go for these particular roles, and I managed to get the one that I wanted right off the gate. So it wasn't too hard for me to try this thing out and be like, hey, I like it. I did get the other role a little bit later down the line, and I ended up not liking it too well. So first recommendation is going to be Encore with opening shot. Again, hands down favorite. And then the second one is going to be slide shot, opening shot, or the runner-up, Encore multi-kill clip. And you're probably wondering why. So here's my thoughts on this. Okay. After using this thing in PvP for a week, and yes, I said a week. I played PvP for a week. PvE player played PvP for a week. And I had fun. Crazy, right? Anyway, I spent an entire week playing PvP, and Encore with opening shot, fantastic. Okay. Now running in quick play in sixes, you're probably thinking in your head, well, I mean, sure, you can pick off any shots that you can get, and you'll see that in the footage. Like, I'm doing a lot of picks, getting a lot of team shots, but it's more so about what it's procking. And when I proc Encore, again, let's read that over again. Precision final blows grant a stacking range bonus to this weapon. Non-precision final blows remove the range stacks, but grants you accuracy and stability when all the range stacks have been removed. Okay, so you might knock yourself down a little bit with the range. All it is doing, it's not taking away from your damage. All it is doing is meaning you can't, when you engage, the fall off might change depending on how far you off. All right. So again, at 27 meters ADS, my damage starts to fall off. But when I have Encore procced, that 27 meters increases to about 40. It's a plus. Okay. Because I get a decent chunk, 30 range. Okay. Depending on my other perks as well, I get a 30 range boost there. So if I'm already at, let's say, a 61, I get the 30, I'm going up to a 92. Those are comparable ranges to Palindrome or Hawk Moon or Ace of Spades. I might have mistaken there when I said Hawk Moon, but either way, it can contend once you proc Encore, and that's the kicker there. You have to be willing to adjust your playstyle in order to get your opponents to fall into your trap. All right. Not a lot of people think about that too much when they play PvP. They just run and gun. I do. That's my playstyle. I tend to like to set traps, let the opponent make the mistake, come towards me, and then I clean up the kill. Slide shot, open a shot. Of course, slide shot helps reload after you get that initial shot, if you need to. You know, when you're switching up your positions in engagements. Same thing with Encore and multi-kill clip. We go back to that range thing. I can now fight from farther ranges with this. After getting the initial kill, I proc multi-kill clip once. Then I can start engaging people further along if I've gotten a precision kill and gotten those range boosts. Now, with all that said, do I recommend you spend time and farm this weapon? My answer is going to be a solid no. And you'll probably be like, dun, 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 wondering like, oh no, wait, hold up. You just said this thing slaps, but you also said it was bad on paper, which means that's the reason why you're saying no, right? No. Reason I'm saying no is it's typically a few types of Destiny players out there. One is the one who doesn't rotate or experiment with different weapons. They tend to stick with the same guns in their repertoire and go from there. The other is the hoarder collector. You know, I'm raising my hand right now. I don't have a camera, but I am raising my hand here. And we tend to collect, hoard, put them in the vault. That's it. We just want them for nostalgia reasons. And then you have your experimenter / collector hoarder, which is me again. I like to rotate weapons in and out to try out and test, one, for videos, but also for myself, because I don't like to play with the same thing over and over and over. If you don't rotate weapons or experiment with different weapons, it's a no. For my people who do like to experiment, like to change it up and swap, yeah, go for it. But for my people who like to collect, RNG is going to hurt you in this one badly. Also, there's some misinformation about this farming this weapon. If it is your first time doing the prophecy dungeon and you go through the first encounter and the first drop you get is a judgment, then that means you can farm the judgment as much as you want. But if it is your first time doing the prophecy dungeon and you get a long walk, which is the sniper rifle, then you will not be able to farm for the judgment because you have not unlocked the judgment out in the pool. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If it doesn't, leave a comment down in the comment section down below. Also, if you played Trials of the Nine in year 1 and you got to use this weapon in year 1, leave a comment down in the comment section down below. I would like to know how it feels for you. What's the difference and all that. Also, if most of you made it to the end of this video, make sure you if you enjoyed the video, if it was helpful to you, you know what to do. Click the like button, help me out with the algorithm, and click the subscribe button to come back for more content. Other than that, I see you in the next video. Remember, RNG is a cruel mistress. So if you farm this weapon, you're fucked.